Hello everyone. So I just got back from a 3 week break there, went and did some stuff, came back. So I just wanted to talk about this match. It's a 50-second match. So when you get up above about tier 8 to about 1 level tiers, you'll come to a realization that a lot of people will save up their mana and put out just big cards a lot of the time, just massive cards. So this one here, Ghost, it comes in handy because they're going to summon an 8 or 10 monster, something up there, a 9. So being able to spend 4 mana to take a 9 or a 10 or an 8 mana card, double it, is actually really, really good. Unless you're going to burn a little bit of mana like I do here. But the thing is, you want to have patience sometimes. If I throw this out when there's archers or something that's going to be able to attack it again when I'm trying to take a ground, it's just going to get destroyed and it's just going to waste 4 mana. So by me, waiting and burn 2-3 mana or whatever, okay, you don't want to do that. You can throw out some other stuff. I could have threw out this first and then this, but I wanted to wait for the timing to see how everything plays out in the field. So this is a 50-second video. So this is what happens. This is my new deck that I'm running here. I'm running kind of an Ethereum, but with a few other things, something to get rid of those higher cards here, 5 that just burns those high mana. So cards, those high health cards. So he throws down this is his high one that he saved up. So now I'm burning mana here, but he had archers here. I wanted to wait, so now I know I have enough to throw these 2 down. He throws this down to try to take this. I take his. My archers are going to take this out with the shock thing here. I throw this healer out to heal this. So now I have his high card for the price of 4. Sure, I burnt some mana there, but I waited, and that's the key. You want to wait. So now he has a sniper here that's going to be doing a lot of damage. And I have my fireball here that can hit the tower for 100, get rid of that sniper, and with us here doing this. So by waiting a little bit and letting things play out and being able to see things and wait for that exact time where I needed to act, even though I burnt mana, we still won at 56 seconds at for the rank. What is this rank again? For the rank diamond, I'm almost at masters again. I finished last season's at masters. There's one day in this season, like I said, I had the 3-week break. I'm coming back. I had started, I think I started over at plat here, or was it gold? I think it was plat. So coming back and just burning all the way down to 5 here really quick with a week left, is all right. And I still got a day left here, so I'm just going to get the masters, then I'll hop on solo and do some solo and try to get that up, because I finished about at gold, I think, for solo last season, I think. Or did I finish at, yeah, I finished at gold, and so I think it bumped me down to silver. Yeah, so it bumped me down to silver. So I'm going to try to get back up to gold at least before the season ends as well, if I can tonight. I don't have any quests, and like a week playing, getting up to 47 with just the freebies, and with the, I had came back to have 3 quests. Sorry about that. I came back with the 3 quests all lined up and everything. For each win that you do, you all know I win quite a bit here, so winning you get 13, about 14, I think it's like 13 seasonal pass points. So just winning constantly just gets you there. And yeah, so I'm saving up for another card that I actually want to throw in my deck here that I'm going to be crafting, and I believe it's a 4 card, this right here, Wheel of Doom. This is a really good one. I want it for my deck here. Not sure what I'll switch out with here, but I'll be getting this here because it's really good, and I'm not sure what I'll be switching, but this is my current deck. The healer heals the Groggy Woodsman. It's 3. It has 600. It starts with 300 health. And then I got some archers for range because I need some anti-air. That's something that this is struggling. I got 1 anti-air, 2 anti-air, and this can hit, but it tends to heal. And then, you know, this can hit and this can hit air. These two, the fireball and the laser tower. And then, you know, this has armor of fire, which burns the ground when it lands here. And then this gets the shield and it explodes and stuff. But this deck is pretty good. Like I said, a lot of the people at the higher levels save up and play like these higher cards. So if they don't save up, you know, I might play the higher cards depending on what they play. So I'll play one of those, and then, you know, it's whoever acts first tends to lose a lot of the time. A lot of the time, not all the time, a lot of the time. Because if they act and they play a smaller one, you know, that's going to be a 4-star and stuff, and then you throw out some, you know, big guy. Depends if they throw out like those groups. You know, you throw down the holy fire as they come over the bridge, you burn those small groups, and you got a big guy, they lost all theirs, and you're marching across the bridge, you're retaking. They now need to wait for the mana to throw down. If they wait and they throw out the big guy first, depending on if it's ground or if they have air like what you just saw, you know, you throw out the ghost. So you have to have patience. And you don't want to burn mana like I did. Like I said, I could have threw these guys out first, and then saved and probably got 2 to 4 mana back and then throw that out. But it was just about time, and you have to wait for the precise second to do that. But getting the 56 game at this stage is pretty rare, but it's still possible. That's just a game I had. I just thought it was pretty funny. I was laughing that whole time that he tried to retake the bear and then died, and just being able just to march up and then fireball and everything. But that's how a lot of the games are, you know. So like I said, every time you play within these pockets for like 25 to 15 or 25 to 18, there's going to be a certain deck that people are going to be running. From 18 to 14, 13, or 15 or whatever, there's going to be another pocket of people running a different deck. And, you know, and then from about, I want to say about 10 to 5 or 12 to 5, 14 to 5, something like that. There's a bit more of a difference in decks that people are running. Some counter some, and others counter others, of course. And so it depends on who you're getting and what you're getting. And so you have to kind of work around stuff that will counter pretty much every deck or work with every deck. And a lot of these people that I see stuck on these are playing either the same deck, or they'll just keep switching a couple cards out thinking that's going to work when it, because they're meeting certain decks a bit more than others, but they're not adapting the strategy. You know, they're playing the same strategy, whether it's a minion rush or just playing big cards and stuff. And so the people that I've been playing, like I've been playing against a lot of people that are in their 4s, 5s, 4, 5, mainly at my level. Even when I was above at like 8, I was facing people 4, and those people know what they're doing. The people up here between 5 and 1 know what they're doing. And like I said, I end the season between 5 and Grandmaster there. So Masters and Grandmasters, I tend to end the seasons within there. I could, like, if I was playing full time, you know, I could get Grandmaster. I know I could get Grandmaster, but I just don't have time to play that much, right? So like I said, I just came back from a 3-week break. Here I am. I'm back up to Masters, just having fun, enjoying the game, laughing. You know, you do get people that will talk. There's quite a bit of people that talk and chat, but then, you know, last night and every so often you get people just raging. It's just funny how people rage at this game, and I just laugh at the game. I have fun. You know, I do get spammers on my team every now and then. That spam, I've gotten, like, I've told stories, I believe, before where I've had people just, they stop playing because they see my deck and they see high cards or whatever. I don't know why they don't like the deck. They don't like the deck. They don't play. I hold off the enemy team for over a minute by myself, and then they come back and they're like, oh, okay, we can do this, we can do this. And then they start playing and we win. And it's like, there's people that see my deck and will spam like X's along our like throw up marks and all this other stuff, and they won't play, and they'll get mana surge, and they'll start playing, and they'll be waiting, and I'll be holding them, and I'll wipe out whatever means that came, and then they'll start playing, and it's like, but they'll still be pinging and being toxic and doing like the thumbs down or whatever, you know, spamming thumbs up in a toxic way, like, oh, good deck you got there, bud, good deck, you know, stuff like that, toxic stuff, and then like just being that. But then, you know, you do get good matches, you get good people that, you know, will say like on the enemy team, good luck, have fun and stuff, and when we beat them, you know, and it's just say GG at the end, or even when they say good luck, have fun, my teammate, before I can even do it, he'll say good luck, have fun, and then at the end we're all GGs, you know, hit the Y, hit the GG, and you can set those up, and you know, you get people that will combo, they'll like they have groggies and I have a healer, they'll grab and they'll show me, they'll go like this with a groggy, and I've seen people talk in chat about like, oh, that was toxic. It's like, no, he's like, my teammate, he'll grab that. I don't think that's toxic at all. He takes it, he goes like that, he shows me he has a groggy, just in case I didn't see his deck, because a lot of time I'll glance at my teammate's deck, but sometimes you're so zoned in, you don't see. So then when you see him go like that, it's like, oh, okay, yeah. So I grab the healer and I go like this, and then I put it down, and he puts his groggy down, and you know, we work off each other that way. You know, it's a team battle. You got to work as a team. There's a lot of stuff to this, and people wonder, like, you've all seen like, hopefully, my past videos where I did 23 coming back, 23 win streak, lost a couple games, switched up, because the strat deck, you know, it's mainly, though at least the one that I had from when I first played was mainly for the start, and then you gotta switch to the different pockets, you gotta adapt to the gameplay, and so I switched to the Ethereum deck, which, you know, I'm sort of still running. I've switched out a few cards there, because I didn't have this card at the time, you know, I didn't actually have these cards at the time either, you know, I had this one, I had the, what's that, woman with the light, that shoots the light, that shoots range, I had, you know, these two here. So I was running those for a bit. Like, they are okay, but for up here, you gotta adapt. And so I had to switch some stuff out. And so I went like, this is probably a bit better. You know, this can hit ground, this can root and stop them from moving. So it kind of stalls out so that you can build up some mana and, you know, put a defense if they're pushing really hard against you and stuff. I just played them both. Of my games go like that, bro, don't feel bad, lol. Yeah, but yeah, so just adapting, watching videos, just learn, and there's always going to be counters. You're not going to win up here. I get win streaks, but they're only like 5-7 games maybe now, you know, they're not as good as what they were at the lower tiers, because I'm facing people who are supposed to be at my level, and I'm still working up, you know, I'm almost at 5 again, coming back, and you know, like I said, I'm still winning, as long as you're winning more than you're losing, because if you're losing half your games, you aren't going to progress. You lose more points for losing than you do at winning, unless you're on like a win streak, it feels like. So yeah, you know, I wanted to show that video, talk about that. It's some fun, a strategy that we went with, and it paid off. 56-second game, you know, if you're winning at that time, like mark, and being able to go into the next game, you know, you can play more games within the short period of time that, you know, you have to play in a day, especially if you get off of work or whatever. You only have an hour or 30 minutes or whatever you can only get. Like, most games last about 3 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes, 5 minutes. There's some games that do last 6, 7. I had a game last like 8 to 9 minutes with myself going. And you gotta remember to like control the bridge, because if you control the bridge, you get that XP. That XP is turned into mana. So we were fighting for the bridges, and we'd take one, they would take the other, we'd take that one, they'd take that. And it was just like, it was one of those matches that last so long. And we were just laughing the whole time and having fun. And you know, it's it was just a blast. It's like, man, like, if we had like one of the other people on our team with the enemy team, you know, on our side, and they had like and we just switched it up, we would still have fun, and it would still be even. It's just such an even match that it goes about 10 minutes, because we're so even. And we're doing like the strategies. They would throw it like a big guy, I'd throw it this, and it'd burn its health. They would fireball or do like their laser with a laser, you know, and just like melt it with their spell, because or they'd see me put it out, so they'd save their lasers to try to laser that. It's just, oh man, I do like this game quite a bit. You know, I wish it did pick up. I wish it was more popular. I'm almost to 47 now. And look at this, which is meh. It's not that good. This is meh. It's like, these aren't like, this is okay, yeah, okay. But like everything else, like I don't really like that. I wish they would change so you maybe have a selection of it. But yeah, you know, I wanted to talk, go over what's been going on. You know I've posted some videos, but I actually edited those videos through the 3 weeks there while I was off. I was off for about 2 weeks, and then last week I'm like, you know, I still got some videos I need to edit. I'll edit those, clear some space on my computer, throw them on, and up on YouTube. I'll upload them on YouTube, and then I'll get back into the game later on. So a week later, you know, I'm back at this. So anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment down below, and I'll see you all later. Have a good one.